Yeah, so welcome back. Now that we have our virtual environment set up and also Django installed, we need to start working onto our project. We need to create our very first Django project. So in this course, I'm going to be using a text editor called VS Code, which looks like this. In case you don't have VS Code installed, you can head over to your browser and then go to code.visualstudio.com. You're going to be able to download this software right from here, so you can download it for your operating system. So VS Code has support for Windows, Linux, and Mac OS, so which you can get it from there. So right now I'm going to open our project with VS Code. So I'm going to open this folder that we created earlier on in desktop or in whatever location that you made it using a VS Code. So if you come here under file, then you say open folder, then you can go to where the folder is. So mine is in desktop, and then it's called my blog. So I'm going to open this folder with VS Code like this. So this is how the folder is going to look like. So of course now we have only one file called we have only one file. Let me delete this. We have only one file called my env, and by default our virtual environment is activated because I've installed an extension for Python which is called Python. So you need to install this extension. So to install this one, you need to go to here and then type here Python, so you can install this extension, so which is actually here. So when that's done, so this extension will be able to activate your virtual environment automatically in case you open up a terminal. Let me first close this and then open a new terminal like this. Of course, now you see even here my virtual environment has been activated. So now we need to execute a command to create a Django project. So in this case, Django comes with a command line that we can execute to create a project, which is called Django admin start project my site. So now let me now first explain this command. So the command name is called Django admin, and then the command is called the argument you pass in is called start project, and then you pass in the name of the project that you want to start. So in this case, our project name is called my site. So, and we also can pass in a second argument, the third one, which is going to be the directory into which this project is supposed to be created in. So in my case, I want this project to be inside my blog directory. So I'm putting in a dot, which means that you create this project inside this current directory. Of course, you can put there anything. So if you don't put that, Django is going to create for you a new directory called my site, where your project is going to be inside. So in this case, I want it to be here. So I'm going to put here a dot and press enter. So within a few seconds, we have here two new changes. We have a new file called manage.py and also my site directory. So let's go through this thing and see what they all mean. So the file called manage.py, so this is a command line utility which you can use to interact with your project, and you don't need to modify this file because you don't need to change anything in this file as always. And we have also another folder called my site. So let us expand this folder. So this folder here has several files, so let's go through one by one. We have one called underscore init. So most time we call it danda init.py file. So this is a file which tells Python to treat this directory, to treat this my site directory as a Python module. We have also a file called asgi.py file. So this is a configuration to run your project as a synchronous server gateway interface application with ASGI compatible web servers. So we have also another file called settings.py file. So this is where you put in your project settings, and we shall go through all of the settings in this file here. We have also another file here called urls.py file. So this is where you place your URL patterns. For each URL defined here is going to refer to a view. It's going to be mapped to a web page that's going to be displayed in a web browser. We also have here also one more file called wsgi.py. So this is a configuration to run your project as a web server gateway interface application with WSGI compatible web servers. So now let's do something called running migrations. So now if you open setting.py file, we have a setting called database. So let me look for it here. Should be somewhere. here. So we have here database here. So this is where you're going to put in your database configurations. So in this case here, Django gives us one default configuration, which is called default, and then it's using SQLite 3 by default. That's the backend engine, as well as also the path into which this SQL database is going to be. So now we need to run a migration to create this database here. Right now it's not here. It's not yet created. So we have not yet created this SQL database. So we can now run this command by saying Python manage.py migrate, like that. So say Python run manage.py this file here with an argument migrate. So if you press this, so Django is going to create a migration for our database, and then you're going to see here we have here a new database here added in. So this is our SQL database has been added into our project. So right now our project is ready. So now let us first run this site and then see how everything is going to look. So now you can head back to your terminal and then type Python manage.py run server. So this is a command that you can use to run your server. So Django comes with a development server, which you can use to run your system during development. Of course, you shouldn't use this server during production, because whenever there's any error in your system, this server, it pours a lot of information, as we shall see ahead. Like so in this case, you don't need to display such information to your users, because some of them might be an attacker, which they can use that information either to attack your system. So I'm going to press enter here, and then you will see here some new comments here, like and then you shall see here some comment here like performing system checks and several other issues here. So I'm going to copy this URL here and then paste it into my browser, and we see. So I'm going to paste it here. Yeah, so now you can see here our system is now running. Django has been installed successfully and Django is now running. So now let's head back to terminal and see what has happened. So right now browser have sent a get request to a URL slash using HTTP version 1.1, and then we send them back our page. So as you can see here, now let's dive deep into project setting and see what is available for us. So we shall look through some of the few items in the settings, and as we go through this course, we shall explore other settings. Number one is we will talk about debug. So this debug is set to true. So this debug indicates that your site or your system is under development. So it should always be true under development, so that Django can give you a lot of error information. So if you are going to production, you need to come and turn this one to false, so that we're no longer in the debug mode. Second thing, we have also allow the host. So if you go to production, so here you're going to put in URLs which your site is going to be served in. So in case you don't put anything here, Django won't serve your site in any URL. So you need to put here that maybe I'm going to serve this site maybe on google.com, like this. So you have to put it here. If you don't put it there, no one will be able to access your server through this host. So number two is that we have also installed apps. So Django have several apps that build for us, so that which are already available here. So we have this django.contrib.admin, which is the administration site. We have also .auth, which is an authentication framework. We have also a framework for handling content types, and also a framework for handling session, messages, and static files. Then we have also middleware. So these are going to be executed before a request is passed into our site. We have also URL configuration, root URL config, which is actually pointing to this file here. So this is telling Django that where is our root URL configurations. So this is where it points to this file here, urls.py file. Then we also have other items like databases, which I've already explained it. So this is where you put in your database configuration. So which database is here, where is it found, maybe the passwords, the URL, and each and everything is going to be placed here under databases. But right now we have only one default configuration, which we are using SQLite 3, and this is going to be a file-based database. It's going to be stored into the file system, and which is actually found here. So last time we ran migrate command, which was responsible for creating this database, which you can see here. Now, next thing is that we have also language code. So in which language is your site being served in? So in this case, our site is using English US. We also have also TZ, which also activates or deactivates the time zone support for our project. So that's much about Django project. And the next session, we're going to start by creating our very first application and explain what is a Django application.